guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Holly. Today I am getting caught on a plan as I go style rewind here, and I'm using an older kit from Two Lil Bees that you just saw me show at the beginning, and it is travel themed, and I used that this week because this is my rewind spread for the week that I went to Napa with my girlfriends. So I got started with some headers up top. This was actually, the kit did come with regular headers. It just didn't have any patterned headers, and I didn't want it to say today at the top, so instead I used some gold foil headers from Rose Colored Days just to cap off the start of every day. And then at the bottom, I used some Simply Gilded bow washi. It's like her slate blue-gray washi, and this was before Two Lil Bees kits came with bottom washi, but they did come with some longer washi strips. So this is what I used to do with my Two Lil Bees kits. I would kind of layer the washi like this. I actually kind of miss this. Like this spread gave me such like throwback Two Lil Bees feels. I loved it. So just kind of layering some of these cute little quote washies with some skinnier ones. I just think that looks cute and adds a little bit of dimension. I try not to make it too symmetrical just to look a little visually interesting there. And I might add some deco there, but I'll come back later for that. And then in the top corner here, I am going ahead and adding the quote box, "Life is a journey, not a destination." And then I'm taking a strip of washi and using some little habit trackers. These are from Little Paper Prints, because again, this was before her kits came with that. And then I'm just breaking it up with some washi and grabbing a header there that said little things for the goals, but I ended up switching that out because I found a different one. And then I put notes just on top of a checklist, and I use that space to write down any really fun memories from the week, like inside jokes with my girlfriends or really funny things that like might be too small for the spread, but I just wanted to make sure that I could note down. And then for date covers, again, older kits didn't have those. I am using these Rose Colored Days foiled headers. These are some of my favorites recently. I just love those. They do tend to be a little bit, you can see through the paper a little bit because they are a lighter color. So I do white out the headers before I lay those down. And I'm also using her gold foil transparent date dots. You purchase those separately, but they go perfectly because the backing is transparent, so it looks great when you go ahead and lay them on top of any date cover, not just hers. So anyway, and on to Monday, I wanted to mark down my video first, so I am taking a little thing as well as a Clever Gal Crafts heart from her poolside collection. And I also forgot to mention that in the bottom left-hand corner, instead of adding another list or something, I just put some deco because I realized that I didn't really need any more lists, and my Fitbit was broken, so I didn't track my steps that week. So I just filled it in with some deco. I thought that looked cute. And then on Monday, I wanted to mark down that I started in a new office building, so I took a flag from the kit as well as a little clipboard kind of or notepad thing from the Clever Gal Crafts. I forget which sheet it's from, but it's from one of her icon sheets. And here I'm seeing that cute new header for the sidebar. I used that this week one instead. And then I'm taking the little things one I just pulled off and putting that as a little list for Monday night. I did fill in some space with a full box, but then I totally forgot to put in my workout for the day, so I'll come back and add that in a little bit, but just FYI. And that night, my husband and I watched some Tiny House Hunters, which Monday night on HGTV is totally the best night of the week, as any other Tiny House Hunters know. And then I'm just marking down some little things that I did that night, and I took a little camera sheet from the Clever Gal Crafts foiled sheet as well. And then on Tuesday, I didn't really have much going on in the morning, so I took a full box there. And then I'm just covering up the header with a strip of, oh no, I'm taking a header there to cover up that bar that just with the today header. And then I'm layering just a little circle, decorative circle, layering that with a foiled icon from Planning World, just to mark down as a slightly slower day at work, so I was able to get some life admin stuff done, all those like emails and doctor's calls and all that stuff you need to do. I was able to spend a little bit of time on that. And here's where I realized I totally forgot to add my workout in on Monday. And Monday morning I did go for, I went for a run in the morning there. So I wanted to mark that down. So I took a little Coffee Monsters Co. emoji there. And then on Tuesday, I'm marking down my exercise as well. I went to my usual exercise class that night, again, using a Coffee Monsters Co. emoji. And then after our exercise class, went out for a healthy post-workout meal at Sweet Green, which is like a salad place that I love. And then I wanted to note down that I spent some time calling my mom. I was due for a call. So I took an icon from the kit layered with a My Newest Addiction little foiled arrow thing. I always love those for like a touch of foil. And then that night, I'm just noting that I did some editing with a flag from the kit as well as a Planning World little laptop icon. And then on Wednesday, I put the full box at the bottom of the day, so I just kind of shifted everything up. I actually didn't really have too much going on that morning, but I didn't really want to note down, or I didn't want to have two full boxes next to each other, so I just kind of like shifted everything up in that day. And so on Wednesday, I am taking a flag and balloon icon from the kit to note down that to celebrate being in our new office that week, they had like a happy hour that afternoon at work, which was, you know, no complaints here, having a glass of wine at work. And then I am taking a little thing that I flipped upside down just so I could kind of alternate the side that things are on, and noting down that on the way home that night, my husband walked Sarita kind of halfway to the metro, and we met up there and walked home, which was nice because it was gorgeous weather. And those are my new Coffee Monsters Co. little dog emojis, which I am obsessed with. And then I took a Little Miss papery giant TV that says to watch because I was leaving the next morning and my husband and I decided to like binge watch like 3 episodes of House of Cards. Like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I stayed up super late, not because I was like packing or trying to get YouTube done, because we watched House of Cards. I don't know what's wrong with me. So then I noted down packing with a little flag from the kit layered with a briefcase icon, or suitcase icon from Clever Gal Crafts. Then I'm just covering up that header with some washi. Then on to Thursday, this is when I was leaving for my trip. My friend came, we went to the airport together because we were taking the same flight and I was on her way, or kind of on her way. So she picked me up early, so I layered a today circle from the kit and a clock Planning World foiled icon to note that. And then I'm just taking the full box with a half box layered over it and the Clever Gal Crafts foiled little airplane sticker to note down our flight. And then when we got there, it was lunchtime, obviously because of the time change. We didn't lose that much time in the air. And so we went out for pizza in Berkeley. So I took a little Coffee Monsters Co. Pizza emoji. And then I'm layering some of this washi that says Discover. I love this. So pretty and so cool. I loved the vibe of this kit. And then I'm taking a coffee icon from the kit to note that we kind of just spent the afternoon walking around Berkeley. I hadn't spent much time there, and that's where my friend is going to grad school. So walking around that area, we got coffee, stopped into some shops. That was a lot of fun. And then I wanted to make sure I had room for that half box to mark down our dinner. So I put the half box and the icon first, and then I wanted to note down that afternoon we kind of hung out at her apartment, and this is where I learned that my friend got secretly into planners and stickers. Well, kind of. I talked about this in a different plan with me, but basically she has like a real traveler's notebook, but now she adds some stickers, and she got some like Simply Gilded washi and stuff, which just tickled me immensely. So had fun just kind of like drinking and hanging around her apartment. And then we went out for dinner at a really nice vegetarian restaurant, or vegan restaurant. It was such a treat for me. And then we like crashed at the hotel. So that was it for Thursday. Friday, we got up and I did mark down my video first thing, but then we had a brunch at the hotel, and that is a little circle decorative sticker from the kit from Two Lil Bees, but then layered over it is a little food icon from Simply Watercolor Co. And then after that, we drove up to Napa, so I grabbed a road trip sticker from Coffee Monsters Co. And then I'm taking a little label sticker from Little Paper Prints because I thought that matched pretty well. And I'm noting that our first winery was Mondavi, which is like one of the classic Napa wineries. They say to do that one first, you know, kind of to start out your trip. They teach you about tasting, all of that. So that was a good fit. And then I used a Coffee Monsters Co. wine emoji, of course. And then I put in lunch at blank. And I don't know why I used a house little thing. But anyways, I need to find out from my friend the name of that because I wanted to note it down. And then I wanted to make sure I had room for everything that night, so I layered a flag, which I used to note down the second winery we went to, and then we went out to a really fun dinner at like a Michelin star restaurant, but we didn't go to the restaurant. We went to like the bar grill, which was perfect, and I used a foiled icon from Simply Watercolor Co. for that, and we had a lot of fun with the waitress. She was like planning her wedding, and like we, by the end of the night, we were like best friends with the waitress, which was, hilarious. And then the rest of the night, we honestly had a pretty tame night, and we did nails and watched HGTV and did face masks. So I took a little manicure emoji for that. And then on to Saturday, layered that gorgeous weekend banner over top first. And then I noted down that we went to Oxbow Market right in Napa, the town in Napa, for kind of coffee and to start out the day. And then we hit up the first winery, was more of like a bubbly type of winery called Domaine Shandon. And that wine time sticker is from Piper Paper Co. And then the second winery was really chill, and I put just like a bow flag, so I wasn't sure what else. There's only so many wine stickers you can use, and that is from Simply Watercolor Co. And then that night we went like out, it was Friday and Saturday night is like a study in contrast. We went like out in Napa, and I used the emoji with like the second bottle of wine saying shh for a reason. Let's just say that. And then I took a memory sticker that was part of the deco in the kit, and I'm taking a little dancing emoji to note down that when we got home at like 10:30, we had a drunken Hamilton sing-along, because that's what getting drunk and going out looks like when you're 30, I guess. You come home early and you drunk sing Hamilton with your girlfriends, which was awesome. And then Sunday morning, we were all feeling a little worse for the wear, so I took that little head-spinning emoji, which perfect, and layered that over a flag from the kit, and noted down that we had a pretty chill morning. And then we grabbed brunch again at Oxbow Market at a different place before we left. So I'm just taking a coffee sticker from a Planning World sheet. And then after that, we drove back, and I am taking a little Clever Gal Crafts foil car over the flag there from the kit, just to note down that we were driving back to the airport, and unfortunately our flight was delayed. I am taking first a full box there, and then I'm noting down the flight delay with a little My Newest Addiction arrow, and layering a half box over to note down that we finally flew out. And I'm taking the little traveling emoji sticker from her travel sheet, and then noted in the half box that I watched Beauty and the Beast. My friend and I were sitting next to each other, so we started the live action Beauty and the Beast at the same time, which was like a lot of fun. And then the final thing I wanted to note on that day is that when I got home at 4 in the morning, my husband had stayed up and made me fresh donuts, because he is freaking amazing, and he had gotten me flowers, and he was so sweet. He thought I was going to get home a lot earlier, but still, he stayed up, and I can't believe he stayed up, and it was so sweet. So, and I just took a heart sticker for Planning World for that. And so now I'm just going back in with some of the deco. She had the really cute deco from this kit. So she had that word that said travel, the little suitcases, the little compass. I just wanted to add a lot of those touches, because I just thought they made this kit look super pretty and dimensional. So that is pretty much it for this spread. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and go ahead and subscribe to see more Plan With Me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another. Bye!